inside this spell. Now I feel it, now I feel it. Your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel it.
motion with you, baby, up with a slow motion crew, and we up in our growlings when people change, but not us, and we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun, could be soaked to the skin in the moss soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey, and I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it, and I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding.
Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel. It is FA Cup semi-final day. Manchester City taking on Sheffield United at Wembley Stadium. Sheffield aside, they've done really well to get to the semi-final, haven't they? The other semi-final being played tomorrow between Manchester United and Brighton. And can Manchester City book their place in the FA Cup final coming in the season? Well, you guys can let us know with the vote in the live chat here. So far, 100% of you guys have voted in favour of Manchester City going to that final. MK is already in with the predictions, a 3-1 win for City, perhaps even a 5-0 win. I know that we've surely got Ridai in here. Ridai always seems to predict the score correctly. The Manchester City side is slightly rotated. We'll talk about one player being left out, which we thought might go in there, considering the rotated side. So we aren't playing without a goalkeeper, despite my lineup showing that. I'll have to put Stefan Ortega in. We are playing with 11 men, not with 10 men. That's a mistake on my part, forgetting Stefan Ortega for whatever reason. But Ortega starts in goal for Manchester City today. Then in the back line, Manuel Akanji, Aymeric Laporte, Kyle Walker and Sergio Gomez. Is Gomez going to be a weak point in that side? We'll have to see, but he does start today, Sergio Gomez. Kyle Walker, we expect it. Is Walker going to go into the back three? How is that going to work for Manchester City? Is Walker going to go into that back three? And that's how we're going to do it with Laporte on the left-hand side of Kanji in the centre, Walker on the right-hand side of the back three, and do it like that. I don't know how Manchester City plan to do it today. Sergio Gomez stepping into the midfield maybe to go alongside Bernardo Silva. He tends to play deeper, Bernardo Silva, doesn't he? I think when it comes to these. But we're going with Bernardo and Ilkay Gundogan in midfield too. Julian Alvarez in front, and then it is Riyad Mahrez on the right, Jack Grealish on the left, and Erling Haaland, his first ever game at Wembley. He starts as striker today for Manchester City. The likes of Edison on the bench, Rico Lewis, Phil Foden is back, Cole Palmer, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri. Calvin Phillips is the name I like to mention, because if Calvin Phillips can't even get in the squad today in the starting 11, I think Pep Guardiola does not trust Phillips at all. I don't think Phillips is going to make it Manchester City at all. But let's have a look at the City side. That's how I think it's going to look when we are in possession. The three of Walker, Akanji and Laporte. Gomez doing what Sergio Gomez doing what we've seen Rico Lewis do, what we've seen John Stones do, stepping into that midfield alongside Bernardo Silva. And then the front five of Jack Grealish, Ilkay Gundogan, Erling Haaland, Julian Alvarez and Riyad Mahrez really pressing up against that back five that Sheffield United have gone with. And, you know, when Bernardo Silva first came to Manchester City, came as a right-sided player, would you have ever expected that Bernardo would be playing deeper than Ilkay Gundogan? You wouldn't do. You know, you could say Gundogan's more of a holding midfielder, but that is just the way things have played out in their careers. As for Sheffield United, they do go, like I said, with that back five. Wes Foderingham starts and goals, had a very good season for their back five of Baldock, Asmenovic, Egan, Robinson and Jamal Lowe, or Max Lowe it is actually, but those players, very physical. Robinson especially, a real danger from set piece. Robinson, he has been. I've actually been to watch Sheffield United this season, just once with a friend, and you know, he's seen them a lot this season as well. I think he would say that, you know, Robinson really dangerous from set pieces. Chris Egan's looked impressive, and Asmenovic also, he likes to bottom on. He likes to sort of, you think when Chris Wilder was in charge of Sheffield and he brought in this overlapping centre-back thing that came into fruition while they're in the Premier League, and it confused teams in the first season. The second season, Sheffield were really poor, relegated, didn't work. Asmenovic still likes to do that. He's actually a big Manchester City fan, the Bosnian. In the midfield, Sander Berger, Ollie Norwood and Arthur Fleck. John Fleck. They are missing, of course, Tommy Doyle, who scored the big goal in the last one, and James McAtee, two of their standout players this season in midfield, both on loan from Manchester City, both cup tie, wouldn't let them play. Sander Berger, you will see him ooze quality compared to the other players in the Sheffield side. I think he is a step above. He is a Premier League quality player, and Sheffield, technically, the way things are looking in the Championship, are a Premier League quality team, aren't they? Fleck in there shows moments of magic. Norwood's a pretty dangerous set-piece taker as well, so that is one to look out for. And then if you look at the front line, Jebison is picked ahead of Ollie McBurney. McBurney, a more physical centre-forward, you guys will have seen in the Premier League a few seasons ago, but they've gone with Jebison, a bit more pace on the counter. I think that is where Sheffield are going to try and catch City out on the counter in the transitions. And then the big man, Ndiaye. The big man, maybe not in actual physical appearance, but in stature at Sheffield United. He has been one of the standout players. 14 goals and 9 assists for Sheffield United this season. The sun is shining at Wembley. It wasn't before. I saw some pictures from around the stadium with grey skies. The City players are in the tunnel and ready to come out now to face Sheffield United. Stefan Ortega, who has been City's big player in the FA Cup, I suppose, in terms of goalkeeping. He saved a few against Chelsea, didn't he, in the cup competitions this season, and he's been impressive. He has been impressive so far. So impressive that City fans have wanted Ortega to perhaps start for Manchester City in the more Premier League games and so on, but Ederson's actually picked up his form in recent weeks. So you can see City and Sheffield are sort of match, really. In a back five, City is a three with the two wingers, whereas Sheffield United is a three with the two fullbacks or two wing-backs. It's going to be a really interesting game, and of course, in terms of Premier League, one eye in the Premier League as well. You can't not have one eye in the Premier League. Arsenal dropping points again. A 3-3 draw with Southampton last night. With 3-1 down at one point. They managed to pull it back to 3-3, so credit to them. But they did drop another 2 points. And out of possible 9, Arsenal have got 3 from the last 3 games. So that is big for Manchester City's side of the race. But all eyes on the FA Cup today. Andrew's gone with a 3-0 prediction to Manchester City. City fans are in the ground, lots of youngsters there, probably their first trips to Wembley perhaps. The Chip Butty song that the Sheffield fans sing, You Fill Up My Senses. Jack Wilson is here, he's predicting a 4-0 for Manchester City. Andrew's gone with a 3-0 and MK's gone with a 5-0. All you guys predicting big wins for City today. I hope that is the case. I think Sheffield are going to give City a really tough game today. The physicality they possess in the back line, the speed they have up top in Jefferson, and then in Ndiaye, who's a very tricky player, the Senegalese international. Solidity in the midfield with Sander Berge, who can pick a pass, who can drive in these sort of Yaya Toure type runs. Sander Berge, you'll see that today, picks up the ball and sometimes just goes with it, and you can't stop him. It's a big game for Sheffield United, isn't it? Massive in their history. I mean, City in this position last season, weren't they? And then they were knocked out in the FA Cup to Liverpool. And like Pep Guardiola said after the Bayern Munich game, it comes to this game, usually for Manchester City, and they're very tired. They've lost everything. They're exhausted. And maybe that is why Pep Guardiola has put out such a rotated side today, you know, knowing that the City side is exhausted, which they probably are. But I am surprised that with all the rotations, no Calvin Phillips in there. It shows he doesn't have the trust of Pep Guardiola at all, and Sergio Gomez even more so doesn't. Gomez was playing a lot of games for City at the start of the season, wasn't he? Before that sort of horrid performance against Southampton, where we saw him not really play for City again from there up. And he came on against Leicester City the other day in the Premier League, and that's when City got really bad when him and Phillips came on. And that is a worry, isn't it? That is a worry at City's squad depth in areas of the field. So out come the two teams now. Manchester City in the blue, Sheffield United in the white and red stripes, black shorts. Jack Grealish, Erling Haaland, Riyad Mahrez, Julian Alvarez, City's front three. A World Cup winner in this Manchester City side today in Julian Alvarez. And out they come. Well, Emirates FA Cup semi-final time. What a big game this is for Manchester City's season. Get to that FA Cup final. Not have to worry about this competition till the end of the season then. Put it all into the Premier League and into, of course, the Champions League as well, where Manchester City will face Real Madrid. That is coming up pretty soon as well. The first leg on the 9th of May, away from home at the Santiago Bernabeu. And then the home leg on the 16th of May. Put those dates in your diary in terms of the Champions League. The game is live on ITV if you're in the UK. If you're not, then there's some other places I'm sure you'll be able to watch this game if you're outside the UK, but it's on free TV. What you can do is time the clock up with the game. If you're watching it online, you can pause it, or if you're watching it on TV, you can pause it if you have got live TV now in the modern day Sky, where you can pause live TV, time the clock up with ours so you have the commentary in time. If not, maybe you want to enjoy the commentary on its own if you can't watch this game wherever you are. Hopefully get some of our regulars in here today. It is an FA Cup semi-final. It's a massive game. A massive game for Manchester City in FA Cup semi-final. So hopefully we do have some of our regulars in here with us as well. Who do you think City could bring off the bench? You know, Rodri, certainly an option to solidify the midfield if City is struggling with control. Kevin De Bruyne, of course, is the main man. Phil Foden, perhaps a bit of action for him on the field. We haven't seen Phil Foden for what feels like an age now, have we? Sophie Greenwood is here. Hello to you, Sophie. Welcome to the FA Cup semi-final. And how do you think the FA Cup semi-final is going to go tomorrow? You know, are Manchester United going to struggle against Brighton? Of course, United losing 3-0 to Sevilla on Thursday night, which was absolutely incredible. A joy to watch. I've got a soft spot for Sevilla being there, going to the ground, going to the Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, which I was there. I watched the game, and United were battered, weren't they, by Sevilla? Well, the two sides are on the field now and ready for kick-off. Manchester City and Sheffield United. Pep Guardiola waves. A kick-off is at 1:45, City side. We'll run through it one more time. A 4-4-2 perhaps. Ortega, Walker, Akanji, Laporte and Gomez, the back line, the back five. Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan and Grealish in the midfield 4. Alvarez, Haaland, the front 2. Addy PP is here. Or Triple P, good to have you. City, the likes of Edison, Diaz, Phillips, Stones, Roderick, De Bruyne, Foden, Palmer and Rico Lewis on the bench for Manchester City. As for Sheffield United, in goal starts Wes Fotheringham. The back five, it is Asmedovic, Chris Egan, Robinson, Baldock and Max Lowe. Fleck, Norwood and Berger in the midfield 3, Jemison and Ndiaye up top. They have got Chris Basham, a very experienced defender on the bench. Ollie McBurney, Billy Sharp, who is a legend. Jayden Bogle is a really marauding right full-back as well on the bench for the side. I'll have to see the way things play out. Wembley looks relatively full. Tommy Doyle is there. James McAtee that is there. FA rules that say they can't play, and Pep Guardiola said before the game in his press conference he wanted Doyle and McAtee to play. He said they went to Sheffield to play experience. What better experience than playing an FA Cup semi-final? But the FA said no, those two can't play, which is a big shame. So Manchester City, kick from right to left. Sheffield from left to right. A lot of empty seats, but they are the corporate seats here at Wembley. And we're underway in the Emirates FA Cup semi-final. Big long ball by Sheffield forward. Headed away by Aymeric Laporte. And Grealish on to Julian Alvarez. Alvarez beaten to it by John Egan. Ilkay Gundogan in behind to Erling Haaland. Foot race with Jack Robinson. Haaland under pressure here. Haaland nearly nicks it off Robinson. Deflects to Wes Fotheringham, but he's got to be quicker there, Robinson. You won't realise how quick Erling Haaland is. I don't think they've ever faced a forward like him. So strong and quick. The pace he has for a big man is so difficult. Long by Sheffield again and dealt with by Bernardo Silva. Gundogan in there with Ndiaye. Gundogan back forward and straight to Ollie Norwood. Said he's a set-piece danger today, Ollie Norwood, for Manchester City. John Egan, big long ball over in behind to Baldock, who's beat Sergio Gomez to the ball here. Baldock across the box. Defended away by Sergio Gomez. Corner for Sheffield United, but out of the position was the young Spaniard there and was caught out straight away. Sending it long, Sheffield, and nearly catching City out. And this is where Sheffield will find their chances, I do believe. Norwood, who can put in a brilliant delivery. And then big men like Robinson. I mean, Robinson's very, very good in the air. He will attack it. He'll put everything on the line. John Egan, another one. Sander Berger's not small either. Swung in by Norwood. Headed across the box here. And saved by Ortega. What a chance for Sheffield. Manchester City should be losing here. Big long ball back into the box by Sheffield. But brilliant save by Stefan Ortega, who saves Manchester City at a set piece there. Sheffield should be in the lead. Falls to Ndiaye. Shot from point blank range. Wonderful save by Ortega. Good save by Ortega. He smothers Ndiaye. But that should be a goal for Sheffield United. Manchester City get away with one there. That's a massive chance for Ndiaye, who should have given Sheffield the lead. And City off the hook within 2 minutes here at Wembley. Kyle Walker. Long ball in behind towards Haaland, and City deal with a lot of empty seats here at Wembley. Even in the Sheffield United end. Bernardo Silva to a Kyle Walker. Flicked over. Walker, of course, a Sheffield United fan. Ex-Sheffield United player. Born in Sheffield. A boyhood fan. Playing against his boyhood club here today. But I can't believe the empty seats here at Wembley, of course. Very expensive trip for Sheffield and Manchester City fans. Throw in here. Down to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez to Sergio Gomez. Switch out left to Jack Grealish, who's got himself one-on-one with Baldock here. Berger goes over to help out. Grealish back to Gomez. Sergio Gomez back to Manuel Akanji. Wide right to Kyle Walker. An over it pass by Akanji. Walker keeps it in. City looking a bit shaky here at the back. Mark Hubert is here. He's gone for a 3-0 to City straight away. Ortega plays it out under pressure against Jefferson. Confident from the German. 3-0 says Mark Hubert. Well, everyone's saying that I think every prediction, people have said Sheffield won't score. Ridai is here. Well, Ridai, we're all eagerly anticipating your prediction here today. Walker. Mahrez. Mahrez to Akanji. MK went for the 3-1, so she did predict, actually, a goal for the opposition. Which everyone else is going against. Laporte. Grealish. I do think Sheffield will score today, especially after the first minute there where they had a great chance from a set piece. I feel like from set pieces they're going to be a real danger for City. Alvarez. Back to Akanji. Usually plays on that right-hand side of the defence, but he's playing in the central area today. Akanji still. Gomez. Jack Grealish. Looking to take on Baldock. Gomez. Sends it into Bernardo Silva in the midfield. To be fair, we can never hold a clean sheet, says Mark Hubert. I don't think they would today. Sliding is Alvarez. City lose it here. Counter for Sheffield. No, there's not. Akanji deals with it. Bernardo Silva picks it up and into Ilkay Gundogan. I'm not sure the Prem games are my best, but I feel we'll win today, says Radial. I hope you're right. Alvarez here tries to flip one in behind to Haaland here. Alvarez pulled back by Norwood. Referee says no free kick. Frustrated Manchester City side. So not get a free kick there. Ilkay Gundogan picks it up a little bit scrappy in the midfield so far. Like it could be a 5-0 in the 92nd minute the opponent scores, says Mark Hewitt. Yeah, we've seen that a few times from City, haven't we? Walker. Bad pass by Bernardo, but Gundogan controls it well. Walker was telling Bernardo Silva there, just spin, look behind you. There was options, but he went backwards. Ridai's predicting a 5-0 win. Well, I'm confident now, Ridai, you've said that. Gomez. Grealish. Jack Grealish still. Back into Sergio Gomez. Into Alvarez here. Alvarez. Can't quite get the shot off. Walker. Wide to Riyad Mahrez on this right-hand side. Mahrez. Couple of step-overs nearly. Mahrez tries to clip it on the left foot. Dealt with. And Dyer away. Laporte against Jebison. The referee gives a free kick to Sheffield United. It just gives the pressure, takes the pressure out of that attack, which is poor by Laporte. But I didn't think the foul by Laporte was anywhere near a foul. Nothing like, the one on Alvarez where he was pulled back. But that's the referee's decision. That's the way he's gone with it. Stuart Atwell, who refereed the Manchester derby at Old Trafford, where he let Marcus Rashford score an offside goal. Just so you know, that's who Stuart Atwell is. He's not a good referee. He's absolutely useless. So, Wes Foderingham to take this one. Send it long. He's taking his time here, Wes Foderingham. Referee blows his whistle. Felt like Foden should have played, says Ridai. I think it would have been a bit too quickly rushed back for Phil Foden to play today. Actually, Ridai. Long by Wes Foderingham up towards Jebison, who beats Laporte in the air, heads it onto Ndiaye. Ndiaye with a strike here. Wide of the post by Ndiaye, but two chances here for Sheffield straight away. Aymeric Laporte this time. Beaten in the air by Jebison, who wins the knock-on. In behind is Ndiaye. Can't get the shot across, but that's two chances Sheffield have created in 6 minutes here against Manchester City. Very difficult to get his foot round that Ndiaye. And Akanji was there, using his body well. Akanji over to Aymeric Laporte, who's looked shaky so far, but hopefully he can get a bit of game time under his belt, because we're going to need him with a possible Nathan Ake injury. We know how good Laporte can be, but we've not seen that Laporte for a while, it feels like. Walker. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva still. Feints on one foot and then goes to the other. Bernardo Silva switch a play out to Jack Grealish on this left-hand side. Grealish. Up against Baldock. Grealish back to Gomez. Back into Grealish again. Up against Baldock. Jack Grealish being booed by the Sheffield fans. Grealish looks to cross it. Cuts it back. Gomez. Across the box here by Gomez. Not a bad cross. Deflects away. Gundogan picks up the rebound. City continue the attack into Kyle Walker. Walker in behind to Riyad Mahrez. It's a nice idea by Walker. The pass is just slightly overhit. Slightly. Ridai says, never speak to my buddies Ashton and Lanky. Hardly seen them. I don't know where Lanky and Ashton have been for a while, Ridai. I'm sure they'll be back soon. Maybe they're busy at the times when City are playing. AL hashtag LG is here. 3-2 lads, come on City. AL predicting 2 goals for Sheffield United. Well, they've started well, haven't they? Sheffield United fan here in Fatima. Well, good luck to Sheffield, but I hope you don't win, of course. Massive City fan here, but everyone's welcome here. Opposition fans, of course, as well. Here's Kyle Walker. Ball into Julian Alvarez, who's onside. Wide right to Riyad Mahrez, and Mahrez's pass is deflected by Max Lowe, getting back, working hard for his side. Sheffield, the fullback, a wing-back. Put it out for a throw-in, City take it quickly. Walker. Back to Akanji. Mamal Akanji. AL's going to subscribe, thank you very much. Aymeric Laporte bringing the ball forward from the left-hand side here, building up for Manchester City. Grealish. Gomez makes a run into the left-hand side. Grealish goes centrally to Ilkay Gundogan. And Laporte back to base on the centre circle with Mamadou Akanji. Here is Kyle Walker. Clips one into Sergio Gomez, who's sitting in narrow, the fullback Gomez. Jack Grealish here, one-on-one with Baldock. Grealish running at Baldock. Berger comes out to help him. Grealish into Gomez. Gomez went to go around the outside, goes back inside to Ilkay Gundogan. Mahrez in a lot of space on the far side. Walker. Riyad Mahrez. Bernardo makes a run in behind here. Mahrez away from Robinson, who wins the ball off Bernardo Silva. Good tackle. Mahrez watches it out for a throw into Manchester City. Good work by Robinson there in the centre-back position for Sheffield United. Throwing that Riyad Mahrez will take, who takes his time. Sheffield frustrated and City take the time they're throwing. No complaints from the Sheffield players of time wasting. They're happy for City to run down the clock. Thrown into Bernardo Silva here. Takes a really bad touch. Sheffield with a chance to counter here. Long ball into Jebison, who runs away from Laporte and Akanji. But the long ball by the Sheffield United man in midfield is just a little bit too heavy. It runs out for a throw into City, who get the possession back. Here's Aymeric Laporte. Laporte goes short to Akanji. Walker's there as well. Mamadou Akanji. Gundogan. Walker. City work the ball over the halfway line here. Walker with a really heavy touch, and he's tackled in the end. Gundogan wins a header against Norwood. Walker back down to Haaland. Haaland back into Kyle Walker, who gives it away again to Norwood. That's really poor from Kyle Walker. Long ball from Robinson up towards Jebinson, who tries to win a knock on here. Akanji in a foot race with Ndiaye. He goes back to Ortega, and City deal with it well. But you can see there the long ball is what Sheffield are really working on well at the moment. Mervyn is here. Hello to you, Mervyn. But Sheffield, the long ball, winning the knock-ons. Jebinson running in behind, or, getting the knock-on, and Ndiaye going in behind, or vice versa. It's working well so far for Sheffield. Isolating City, Laporte and Akanji. I mean, Akanji's not particularly good in the air. But it's Laporte who's been caught out so far. Akanji for City. Brings it over the halfway line. Long ball in behind the left foot towards Haaland. Dealt with by Sheffield. Picked up by Kyle Walker. Riyad Mahrez. I think it's a win for City, but anything can happen. You're very right, Mervyn. The magic of the cup, as they always say. Gomez round the outside to Bernardo Silva. Lovely ball with the outside of his boot there. Mahrez. Walker. I've seen a post that Haaland might win the treble, the golden boot for us, Champions League, and Messi still win the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, Messi's going to win the Ballon d'Or whether Haaland breaks the goal record, wins the treble, no matter what, isn't he? Because he won the World Cup. Just how unfortunate it is. Ilkay Gundogan here on the edge of the box. Looking to shoot, perhaps, Gundogan. Takes his time, goes wide left to Grealish again. Grealish. Jack Grealish. Back to the edge of the box to Gundogan. Gomez lets it run. Gomez looks to cross it. Back to Grealish again, this left-hand side. City working it. Sander Berger back to Gomez. Gomez to the far post. Nice cross in. It's a really nice idea from Sergio Gomez. And in the end, it's headed away by Zmedovic, the Bosnian. And it's a corner for Manchester City. He does well there because you don't know where that cross is going. We'll have to see. So, corner ball for Manchester City. If the World Cup hadn't been played, Haaland, we would have won. Yeah, Haaland would have won the Ballon d'Or for sure. Here we go. So, corner. Crossing by Riyad Mahrez. Towards Haaland at the far post. Headed away by Sheffield United. Another corner for Manchester City. Good defending by Johnny Egan, who wanted a foul there. Haaland was behind him trying to win the header. Egan does really well. Corner number 2 for Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez on it again. In there is Haaland. Mahrez swings it in. Header by Akanji. Through the back of him comes Robinson. It's gone for a throw in here, but Akanji's down holding his head. Clattered into the back of him came Robinson. Akanji seems to be okay. He's back to his feet, but in a bit of pain, the Swissman. And City have a throw in this time. Comes off Sheffield, heads it away. He seemed to come through the side of Akanji, headed that one away. Mervyn believing that Sheffield could do some magic. You're quite right. The magic of the cup, as they say. You never know. I think this isn't going to be a straightforward game. Not until City maybe go 2-0 up and then Sheffield confidence might drop a little bit. Walker. Mahrez. Walker, who's looked shaky so far. He's gone back to Akanji. And City. Akanji turns. Gets it forward to Mahrez. Into Mahrez here, who's tackled. Poor by Mahrez again. Poor touch by him. He's looking to the referee to see if there was a foul. There wasn't. He just lost the ball. Clean tackle by Sheffield United. In behind by Norwood. Or towards Ndiaye. Physicality of Akanji beats him to it. No fouls to the referee, Gundogan. Bernardo Silva, Akanji. Well played, Titi. Well, Ndiaye is quick. And he's electric. And he's got that ability to twist and turn away from players. But Akanji's got the physicality, which is helping him at the moment. Gundogan into Kyle Walker. Bernardo Silva, who's actually playing further forward than Ilkay Gundogan. I thought it'd be the other way around. Bad pass by Walker again. Bernardo Silva passes it forward. Alvarez takes it away from Asmedovic here and pushed away. Sheffield lump it away and out for a throw into Manchester City. Jack Grealish to take it. But I say Kyle Walker's been particularly sloppy so far. Alvarez. Across to Walker, great pass. Ridai says Southampton should have won yesterday. They should have done, shouldn't they? Oh, Alvarez with a really bad pass. But now Silva wins it back, gives it away to Norwood. Haaland in there for City. Hits the chest of Alvarez. Referee says foul! Haaland slams one in from 40 yards. And the referee gives a free kick. Well, Haaland just absolutely leathered one in from outside the box. But the referee says a handball against Julian Alvarez here. I'm not sure it was. Absolute hammer blow of a strike by Haaland that goes in the back of the net. He didn't even touch Alvarez's arm there. If he did, it touched his shoulder. Really poor refereeing from Stuart Atwell. There's no surprises there from Stuart Atwell because we know what he's like. We've seen him at Old Trafford say that Marcus Rashford was onside when he wasn't. It's terrible, Stuart Atwell. Is there VAR, says Mark Hugh? I think there is, but they won't check that. Stuart Atwell will tell him not to anyway because he's the most bent referee there is going. He must be getting paid, mustn't he, for what he's doing? Unbelievable. Apparently it was handball, it was against Alvarez because the ball was fired into him from a yard away. But Alvarez's hands were by his side. Berger bursts away from Sergio Gomez. Good play from Sander Berger. Crosses it into the far post. Kyle Walker gets a glancing header away. Really good chance for Sheffield there. Back into Robinson at centre-back. Haaland drops in deep for City. Robinson, right-footed strike here and a save by Ortega. And Ortega quickly rules it out. And here's Kyle Walker. Walker. Back he goes to Akanji. Sheffield United had 4 men in the box when that cross come in. But just Berger couldn't find any of them. He absolutely burst past with his physicality past Sergio Gomez if he wasn't there. And I said that Berger's got that in his locker before the game. These Yaya Toure type, really powerful runs. Takes one chance for Haaland, says Ridai. Well, he's already scored it, but the referee said foul, so still 0-0. Or, you know, Alvarez apparently handballed it, which he didn't do. Bernardo Silva. Into Haaland, who holds it up well. Sheffield just deal with it. City press, and Sheffield give it City back. Gundogan. Back he goes to Aymeric Laporte. It's very much a back 2 today for City, not that 3. City sacrificing 1. Jack Grealish up against Baldock. City trying to find a way through. Here is Laporte. Laporte looking for options. I feel more confident with Ortega in net, says Mark Hubert. Yeah, I can understand that. But credit to Edison, he's actually played decently in the last few games, hasn't he? Made some good saves. Mahrez. Not started well. I think Mahrez and Walker been very shaky so far. Aymeric Laporte for Manchester City. Ball in behind to Mahrez. What a ball. Mahrez takes it. Mahrez the chance here. Cleared away by Sheffield. That was a great chance for City. And Ndiaye turns. Gundogan in there. City win it back. And referee gives a foul Sheffield's way. Stuart Atwell, lifelong Manchester United fan, gives a free kick Sheffield's way. I think it was by Ilkay Gundogan in the end. Stuart Atwell, give it ages after. I think City will win the Prem because they have a mix of experience and youth. I like Arsenal, just have no experience as Mervyn. Well, they've got Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, haven't they? Two Premier League winners. They've got, you know, champions of the Premier League, 4-time Premier League winners. Arsenal bottled it, says Mark Hugh, but I wouldn't get ahead of ourselves yet. Still a long way to go in the season, it feels. especially from my eyes. When I look at it, I think there's a long way to go yet. If Arsenal comes to the Etihad and win, Arsenal will still win the league. Sergio Gomez lets this one run out for a throw-in right near the corner flag. Gomez to take the throw-in. Gundogan. Gomez long by City. Haaland's dropped deep, so he's not there. It's a heavy touch by Robinson. He goes back to the goalkeeper. Here is Wes Fotheringham. Fotheringham to send it long. He does do. Bringing long up to Ndiaye up against Laporte. Ndiaye just jumps into Laporte, who wins the header. Gundogan on. Back forward by Baldock. Gundogan down again. Alvarez can't beat Arthur Fleck to it. Or John Fleck, I've no idea. I think it's John Fleck. Arthur Fleck is the joker. I've made this mistake before. Sheffield United forward deflects all the way through to Stefan Ortega. I think Arsenal feeling the pressure. It's making them play worse yet. Certainly. Certainly if the pressure's getting to them. If you saw Zinchenko yesterday after that third goal went in, getting them all into a huddle. After it was his fault they scored. Alvarez back to Laporte. Gomez. Back into Akanji. Staying top for the most of the season, says Redeye, so credit to them. Yeah, they've been fantastic, Arsenal, in the Premier League. They have. They really have. They've come back plenty of times. I still expect them to win yesterday at 3-1 down. Akanji out to Mahrez, and Max Lowe is there. Walker quickly out to it against Fleck, who's done really well to get it back to Robinson. Norwood, forward. Jebison, heavy touch here. City out of position. Akanji and Ilkay Gundogan gets back defensively for City side. Oh, shocking pass by Bernardo Silva. Giving away to Sheffield. And Ndiaye skips past Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. Gets a foot back in and wins it back for City. But unlucky there. And Ndiaye, really good play by him. Here is Sergio Gomez down this left-hand side for Manchester City. Jack Grealish, who every time Grealish gets on the ball, Sander Berge goes out to help Baldock. They're struggling with Grealish. But Grealish is struggling now because he's up against two every time. Grealish, back to Gomez. Looking to cross it, Gomez. Decides against it. Gundogan. Back he goes to Laporte. Referee plays an advantage. I think City would rather have the free kick for the foul on Gundogan there. Just a bit of a late one by Norwood. Aymeric Laporte still. Gundogan. Plays it short. Centre circle is Manuel Akanji. Found by Laporte. Kyle Walker. Ball forward to Alvarez is brilliant. Alvarez tries to cross it. Misses the ball. Throwing to Sheffield. Alvarez wanted to pull it back to Haaland, just couldn't get his foot round the ball in the end, but it's a wonderful ball by Kyle Walker. Rideye's father's got a signed shirt from Dennis Bergkamp. That's an absolute wonderful shirt to have, isn't it? And signed as well. That goal he scored for Arsenal, a little flick over his head, is one of the most iconic Premier League goals ever, isn't it? Here's Kyle Walker. Back he goes to Akanji. City have settled into the game a little bit now with possession. And earlier, flurry of chances for Sheffield United. Akanji's found Mahrez in this wide area. Mahrez one-on-one with Lowe. Mahrez on that left foot. Mahrez. Gundogan. Could have shot this side against it. Alvarez. Back out to Kyle Walker. Walker looks to cross it in. He took way too long here. Falls to Mahrez. Oh! Just past the post by Mahrez. No deflection, says Stuart Atwell. Mahrez is certain of it. Comes off the studs, maybe, a Fleck. I think maybe it comes off the studs of Fleck. Mahrez wanted a bit more curl on that one. Wes Fotheringham went for it. I mean, it was about 10 yards wide. But Fotheringham went for it. He wasn't to be certain. Sheffield send it long here. Sergio Gomez wins a header. Unchallenged. In behind by Norwood. Into the channel towards Jebison. Laporte is there. And he goes back to Stefan Ortega. Calmly done by Aymeric Laporte. Ortega. Gundogan. They decide not to press Gundogan because they know he can turn. Berger just stands off. Here's Ilkay Gundogan driving Manchester City forward here. Ilkay Gundogan. Into Julian Alvarez. Great play. Alvarez wide to Jack Grealish. Grealish up against Baldock here. Jack Grealish. Back into Alvarez. Ball is the far post by Alvarez. Wes Fotheringham has to make a save. Good save by Fotheringham. The Kings League is honestly an amazing concept. Entertaining as well. Rideye's enjoying the Kings League. I watch it every now and again, Rideye, when I get a chance. Jaden is back. Good to have you, Jaden. Good save by Fotheringham. I don't know if that's a cross or a shot by Alvarez. It's in towards Haaland. Fotheringham manages to actually put it behind for a corner rather than parrying it straight into the path of Erling Haaland. Corner Manchester City on the right-hand side to be taken by Mahrez with the left foot in swinger. And Mahrez leaves it now for Julian Alvarez to take. Striker, who's being given the opportunity to swing in a couple of crosses. He did a few against Bayern Munich and they were brilliant. And it comes from Alvarez. Aymeric Laporte misses the header. Wanted a free kick or a penalty for being fouled. The referee says no. Jack Grealish under pressure here. Foul by Ndai. Free kick Manchester City. Stuart Atwell just looks down at him. Jane's going for a 4-1 win for Manchester City. Well, 24 minutes played here so far at Wembley. Still level between the two sides. Alvarez. Aymeric Laporte still having a word with the referee. Kyle Walker to Sergio Gomez. Mervin's gone for a 2-0 for Manchester City. Gomez. Gundogan. Laporte to Akanji, who spent most of the game on the centre circle, it feels like. Walker, Gundogan. Back to Akanji again. City are trying to just bring Sheffield onto him a little bit, aren't they? Very compact Sheffield United, and they're trying to get him out. Aymeric Laporte. Running to the channel is Gomez, who he should have been fouled by Laporte. That makes great space for Gundogan. Far post running is Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez keeps it in with a lovely little flick. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Back onto Mahrez. Bad pass by Bernardo Silva, and he's absolutely clattered into by Robinson. And it's a free kick for Manchester City. And Robinson, no complaints from the Sheffield United centre-back there. Initially, he did win the ball off Bernardo Silva, he thought. Oh, Bernardo lost it. But he's quicker than Robinson, he wins it. Robinson clatters right into Bernardo Silva. Takes both his legs out. He knows it's going to be a free kick. It is a free kick to Manchester City. And a good position. Mahrez to take it with an in-swinger. Aymeric Laporte is in there again. Obviously, we know Laporte's danger on set pieces. Scored a Carabao Cup winning goal for Manchester City a few seasons ago. City to swing it in. Riyad Mahrez over this one. Mahrez swings it in here to the near post, headed away by Sheffield. Corner. Corner for Manchester City. Good header away by Ollie Norwood. Got it up and over his bar. Could have easily, headed it towards his goal. Riyad Mahrez to take it again. 25 minutes gone here at Wembley. Manchester City had the more chances, but Sheffield, I'd say, still have the best chance of the game. City have had the ball in the back of the net, but the referee adjusted a foul to before that. Mahrez will swing in here. Bad cross by Mahrez all the way to the far post, dealt with by Sheffield. Here's Julian Alvarez into Aymeric Laporte. Back to Alvarez, back into Laporte. Gets it wide to Bernardo Silva. It's a bad pass, and Bernardo pressing there. Referee gives a goal kick. Bernardo wanted a corner. He's not going to get it. I don't think the assistant knew at all what was the result there. I'm a City fan, says Andrew. Yeah, I think most people are City fans here. So long ball from Wes Foderingham, the Sheffield goalkeeper, who's taking his time. Forward by Wes Foderingham. Away by Akanji on the head. Battered by Sheffield onto Haaland here. Haaland wide to Kyle Walker, and City have got a bit of an attack here. The blue shirts flooding forward. Kyle Walker pulls it back to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo crossing the right foot, deflects and nearly goes in the bottom corner. Foderingham was scrambling. Corner Manchester City. Bernardo crosses it in with the right foot. He deflects off a midfielder or a defender. I think it's Norwood getting back, is it? It's Fleck, actually. Hits the head of Fleck. Could have gone anywhere, nearly in the bottom corner of Sheffield United's goal, but a very unlucky goal to concede. Corner Manchester City to be taken by Julian Alvarez. Alvarez swings it in. Foderingham's out. He's missed the punch here. Could fall for a City player. Cleared away. Very lucky there, City. Well, Sheffield United, very unlucky. City didn't score. Grealish on the throw-in. Throws it down to Aymeric Laporte. Back to Kyle Walker. Bernardo Silva's instructing Kyle Walker to go backwards. Walker doesn't want to. Goes back to Akanji. Into Sergio Gomez in space. Back to Akanji. That's good play from Gomez. Just takes that pressure off Manchester City. Gundogan into Walker. Jebinson pressing Kyle Walker. He uses his pace to get away from him. It's another bad pass by Kyle Walker. Given away. Berger. Back he goes to Asmedovic here. Drives forward the Bosnian. Under pressure from Haaland. Ball forward, dealt with by Laporte. Sergio Gomez in there. Can't be controlled by Julian Alvarez. Get a bit scrappy. That suits Sheffield more, I'm sure. Baldock gives it away to Sergio Gomez. Oh, and straight for the back of him comes Baldock here. And is he going to get a yellow card here, Baldock? I think maybe he should do. He was late on Sergio Gomez. Straight for the back of Gomez after he's already passed the ball. He doesn't really catch him much, but comes straight to the back of him. I think the next one Baldock does, he's got to be a yellow card after that one. He's put it in the referee's mind. Akanji. Laporte. Can City craft themselves a goal before half-time? Laporte back to Manuel Akanji. Laporte again. Gomez. Alvarez. Gomez. Back to Laporte. Into Ilkay Gundogan. City need to switch the play here, but Ilkay Gundogan's going all the way back to Stefan Ortega. If he can switch this out to Walker, which I feel like he should have done. City are slow with that. City had to... They'd sort of done the little passes in the left-hand side of the field. And then they had the space of Walker and Mahrez on the right. They just needed to switch the play then. Didn't do. Sergio Gomez. Wide left to Aymeric Laporte. Haaland making a run. Gomez. Gundogan. Bernardo Silva. Walker in the overlap. Bernardo on the right-hand side of the field here. Bernardo Silva taking his time. Bernardo skips past the challenges. Bernardo Silva with a shot which is absolutely trickled towards the goalkeeper. A massive waste by Bernardo Silva there. I think he's got to pass that. He doesn't do. He takes his time. He takes too long in the ball. And he gives it straight back to Sheffield United when the goalkeeper Wes Fotheringham. Pep Guardiola doesn't look too impressed so far on the sidelines. Head down, walking up and down, pacing. Laporte loses out to Jebinson, but City deal with it. Sergio Gomez long and away. Norwood headed back forward here. Sanderberger on. And Laporte back to Ortega. Good composure by Laporte, who I think he wanted Sergio Gomez to show that sort of composure. Ortega into Walker. Fouled here by Fleck. Should be perhaps a yellow card for Fleck there. The referee, once again, goes against that idea. Here's Ilkay Gundogan. Turns just onto the centre circle. Wide left to Sergio Gomez. City have got runners in Haaland and Alvarez. Wide to Jack Grealish. Sergio Gomez continues his run here. Grealish. Grealish still. Grealish still. Keep going here. Sanderberg with a push on Grealish. Grealish gets it wide to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez wanting to get it on that left foot. Mahrez, little back heel into Walker. Chance here for City. Walker takes his time here. Walker across the box. It's an absolute shocker by Walker. He's got about 10 minutes. He takes about 10 minutes to cross the ball there, Kyle Walker. He complains to the opposition, to his opposing players and his teammates, saying, "Where's the movement?" But they're all there waiting for the ball to go across the box. And in the end, Walker doesn't do anything with it. He takes ages and just hits it into a Sheffield player. Corner taken quickly by City. Mahrez. Gomez. Back out to Walker. Walker. Takes so long to make a decision, Kyle Walker. Gomez. Wide left to Grealish. Nice pass, Grealish. In behind to Akanji. Akanji across the box. Wins his side of corner again. Another corner for Manchester City. Baldock did his job there. Got across. Closed down Manuel Akanji. And of all people, Akanji making that overlapping run to get the cross in. City are trying to stretch Sheffield where they can because they're very compact. The three at the back. The two holding, or the three holding really. The midfield in front. City have a corner to be taken by Riyad Mahrez to swing it from this left-hand side in towards the box. Can he get it on a City head? Mahrez in. Haaland with a header down. And Jefferson underneath it. Not the best of crosses again by Mahrez. Walker against Ndai. Kyle Walker does well. And Alvarez. No nonsense. Goes back to Stefan Ortega. And City starts again. Ortega to Gomez. Walker. Walker for Manchester City. Here's Ilkay Gundogan. Turns on the centre circle once more. Gomez. Wide to Laporte. Laporte wants more movement from his team. He's saying to Sergio Gomez, make the movement. Not quick enough to get across. Walker. Akanji. Big touch by Akanji, but he's done well. Akanji forward to Haaland. Straight to the back of him comes the Sheffield player. Lovely turn by Erling Haaland here. Haaland wide to Jack Grealish. City with a chance now. Great play from Haaland, Grealish back to Sergio Gomez across the box here, and he's tackled by Sander Berge. And here comes Sheffield on the counter. Berge, long ball forward. Jefferson gets it. In behind to Ndai. Chance here for Sheffield. Skips past Walker. Good tackle by Walker. Mahrez gets back for his team. Mahrez makes 1 tackle, 2 tackle, and Walker gets it away for City. City dealt with that well, but City should have done better with a counter. Sergio Gomez lost it, but it wasn't the best of passes from Jack Grealish, actually. Here's Bernardo Silva. And they've got everyone back again here, Sheffield. Bernardo. Jack Grealish. Grealish still. Grealish. Dribbles towards 3 Sheffield players. Gomez. Cuts back and goes back to the left-hand side with Bernardo Silva. Bernardo into Gomez. Into Ilkay Gundogan. Nice pass. Gundogan out wide to Mahrez, who can't get there. Bad pass by Gundogan. Really overhit. Mahrez out of position as well. And it's a goal kick for Sheffield. What a waste from Manchester City. I can't believe he wasted that chance where Haaland's just done some really good hold-up play. Turns, and City should have done so much better. City should do better. I mean, it's showing the replay of that chance Sheffield had right at the start of the game where they should have scored. It's a great save by Ortega. Left hand. Pound it away. Other results in the Premier League. Leicester City have picked up 3 points. A 2-1 win against Wolves. Liverpool beat Nottingham Forest by 3-2. Palace 0, Everton 0. Brentford 1, Villa 1. Ball out wide to Kyle Walker here. Walker looks to cross it in. Tries to skip past Max Lowe, who reads it really well. And clears it well for Jefferson against Akanji, who beats him to it. Bernardo Silva. Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan for City. Wide to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Cuts back into the left foot to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez thinks he's going to cross it and he doesn't do. Goes to Sergio Gomez. Grealish. 1-on-1 with Baldock here. Grealish got him in the box here. Grealish. Taking on Baldock. Berger comes across. Grealish back out to Gomez. Gomez. Crosses it in here. Not a bad cross. Headed away by John Egan. Gomez wins the header against Ndai. Taken back down by Ilkay Gundogan. Mervyn says, what if I miss? Well, 2 chances at both ends for City and Sheffield. Neither could be converted by either side. Aymeric Laporte. Back he goes to Ilkay Gundogan. Into Bernardo Silva. Followed by the centre-back Robinson. Bernardo to Gomez. Gomez. To Haaland. Takes a touch here, Haaland. And back to Laporte. City just trying to use the strikers to drag out the back line. Alvarez. Gomez. Grealish again against Baldock. Berger slowly skips across towards him to try and help him out. Gomez. Gundogan. Into Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Alvarez. Alvarez takes a touch. Alvarez, good skill. Alvarez can't get the shot off. Egan makes a tackle. Still around the box here. Sheffield lumping away. A bit of a scramble. City can't get it through. Here is Jack Grealish. Outside the boot, pass straight to Sheffield. Laporte well read on the ball that went forward for Sheffield, and City have it back again. Akanji, do you think Alvarez is more of a number 9 or a false 9? More of a false 9 at the moment. It seems to go all over the place, isn't it? He's definitely a better finisher than Gabriel Jesus, though. Although what Jesus, when he first came to City, was in the right place every time, wasn't he? Scoring, and they seem to lose it. Gundogan. It's got to go wide to Mahrez here, Gundogan. Walker. Walker for City. Wide to Riyad Mahrez up against Max Lowe. Flex left him 1-on-1 here. To Jack Grealish on the edge of the box here. Gundogan. City still don't pull the trigger. Gundogan across to Gomez. In towards Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Tries to cross one in. It's deflected into the hands of Foderum. Poor by Bernardo Silva again. City is struggling to create chances against a very solid Sheffield United defence. Very struggling. Because, you know, they're compact. They're very compact, Sheffield United. The defenders are working hard. So far, not made any mistakes. Long ball forward by Fotheringham. Laporte heads it down. Straight to Sheffield with Sander Berge. Grealish back for his side. Baldock. As Medic running forward here. He's made a forward run here. Sergio Gomez reads it. Clears it away. Only as far as Baldock. Falls to Sander Berge. Across the far post. Akanji gets it away. Oh, and Sheffield managed to just keep it. Max Lowe. Tackle by Mahrez. Lowe keeps it again away from Haaland. And Sheffield go backwards now. They're in trouble a little bit there. They dealt with it. Berger, that's gone out, has it? Referee says no. Gomez. Gundogan. Laporte. Akanji. City play out. Well played. And Dye is saying to his players, I wanted it in behind. But they didn't play it, the Sheffield United players. They went backwards. Walker. Mahrez. Falling behind to Bernardo Silva, who takes it down so well. Bernardo. A great tackle in the box by Norwood. Brilliant challenge by Norwood. Excuse me. Bernardo Silva. Mahrez. Back to Bernardo. Little push on him by Lowe. Bernardo turns him. Bernardo into Mahrez. Mahrez. Takes too long. Tackle by Norwood. The referee says foul. I thought Norwood got the ball there, personally. Maybe he takes Mahrez down as he gets the ball. We'll have to see it on the replay. Yeah, he fouls Mahrez first and he doesn't get the ball here, Norwood. It is a free kick, Manchester City. Well done, Stuart Hartwell. Free kick for City, but City haven't really shown any danger from these set pieces so far, have they? That's all. They haven't shown it so far. Ilkay Gundogan to swing one in here. City's best chance perhaps is from a set piece with the big boys in there, but I think Sheffield have got a lot of big boys as well. Ilkay Gundogan to swing one in here for Manchester City. Haaland in there, Bernardo Silva in there, plenty of bodies in there. Gundogan swings it in to the far post here, headed away. Bernardo Silva with a strike here. Bernardo Silva taken down by Jefferson. Penalty, Manchester City. What a mistake by Jefferson. Takes the legs of Bernardo Silva. Daniel Jefferson says no, but I think this is a penalty. He kicks the legs of Bernardo Silva from underneath him as he goes to clear it. That's poor by Jefferson. That's poor by Jefferson, unfortunately for him. Takes out Bernardo Silva in the box. Feels harsh for Sheffield, but yeah, he takes the legs of Bernardo Silva in the box there, Jefferson. It's a soft one. It's a penalty. It's a penalty, I think. I think that is certainly a penalty. It's certainly a penalty. We'll have to see whether this is going to be the case here. City are... I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on here, guys. They're taking the time here. Manchester City have got a penalty, and it's not Erling Haaland taking it. Riyad Mahrez says he wants it. Wow. So Haaland isn't taking the penalty. It's Riyad Mahrez who says, I will take it, not Erling Haaland. That is a shock. But Mahrez is taking it. Well, boos from the Sheffield United fans. I think it was a penalty. Swings his leg out as Jefferson. It's a clumsy tackle to make in the box. Takes down Bernardo Silva. Riyad Mahrez steps up. On the 42nd minute mark, the Algerian takes it ahead of Erling Haaland. Mahrez against Fotheringham. Left-footed. Strike into the bottom corner. 1-0 Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez with a penalty. Manchester City take the lead here, and Sheffield will feel very hard done by. Very, very hard done by there. Mahrez steps up and scores. Steps up. Dispatches it into the side netting bottom corner. Absolutely fantastic penalty from Riyad Mahrez, who decided he would take it ahead of Erling Haaland. I'm surprised at that one. Haaland was there ready in case it came out. Good penalty by Mahrez. Manchester City have a 1-0 lead here at Wembley. And Sheffield will feel hard done by, but, I mean, you can't make a tackle like that in the box, Jefferson. Slides in to clear it. And takes out Bernardo Silva. And Sheffield have got to try and come forward now, haven't they? Long ball to Jefferson straight away. Laporte back down to goalkeeper Ortega. Well, that could change the path, you know, the path of the game straight away. Here's Akanji. Keep it tight now, City, says Mervyn. Well, I think if a second goal goes in, Sheffield will feel like that is a big, hill to climb and a mountain to climb. It's Kyle Walker for City. Walker takes an absolute... Once he gets in the final third, Kyle Walker, I'm pretty sure his brain shuts down. He's so frustrating. Mahrez. Ilkay Gundogan. Back he goes to Akanji. Well, City will continue to do their thing. Sheffield now, I think, needs to be a little bit more expansive in playing those long balls and testing City defensively if they are going to get back into this game. Akanji. Gomez. Back to Akanji. Only 19 years of age, Jebison. He'll be very disappointed with that. Akanji balling behind to Mahrez here. What a pass, Mahrez! Alvarez! Oh, he's missed it. Oh, offside. It was Kyle Walker. It wasn't Mahrez, it was Kyle Walker. Offside anyway against Kyle Walker, but the crossing wasn't great from Kyle Walker. He was offside anyway, but he gets in behind the Sheffield defence here. See a replay on it. Well, Ali McCoy keeps saying the ball changes direction. It changes direction off Bernardo Silva's boot. Yeah, I think it is a penalty. They're going to talk about it for a while, but I think it is a penalty. You know, Bernardo Silva's in the box and he gets taken out. What they expect. I mean, they took him out already, haven't they? You know, he takes Bernardo Silva out on the penalty call and then kicks it away. So 2 minutes of added time here at Wembley. Manchester City lead in this FA Cup semi-final. And to be sent long by Wes Fotheringham. VR checked it and they seem to think it was a penalty. Or Kyle Walker's missed one here. Akanji, good play. Walker into Mahrez. Mahrez gives it away. Fleck. Fleck again. Norwood. Berger. Chance here for Jebison. Akanji does really well. Good defending by Akanji and he lumps it away along for Haaland to chase. Taken down easily by Egan. City pressing. Norwood. Sheffield play out the press. Low. Good play by Low. Into Ndiaye. Nice touch by him. Akanji physical again. Alvarez. Skips away from one or two challenges there. Grealish picks up off Ilkay Gundogan. Jack Grealish. Grealish still. In towards Riyad Mahrez. Great pass by Grealish, who seems to hurt himself here. Let's hope he's okay. We don't want another injury. That'd be a big shame for City if we have got an injury. Clattered into there, Jack Grealish, but he limps off. He'll be okay, hopefully. Akanji. Laporte. Bernardo Silva's just telling Laporte to slow it down before half-time. Laporte back to Akanji. I think City are just going to see it through now to the end of the first half. Mahrez. Fatima's not happy. Yeah, I understand that. And I think, unfortunately, it was a silly challenge by Jefferson in the box, wasn't it? Takes out Bernardo Silva. I think, if it was the other end, Sheffield United get a penalty for the same thing. I think Sheffield have been okay, actually. Afternoon from Wembley, says Chris. City making hard work of it, but in front they certainly are, aren't they? As the half-time whistle goes here. Manchester City lead by a 1-goal to at half-time at Wembley. What is it like there, Chris, at the ground? Certainly been a decent game. I think Sheffield have not been too bad. They've had the chances. City were struggling to find a way through Sheffield, but that penalty is massive for Manchester City, isn't it, really? And that makes it very, very difficult for Sheffield United now. Very, very difficult. But we'll have to see what happens now. So I'm going to have a little break over half-time. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. Chris in the comments right now is at Wembley. He can be our on-pitch correspondent at the ground, let you know what's all going on. I'm going to have a little short break over half-time. I'll be right back before the second half, of course. Just need to go and get myself a drink and so on. I'll be back after this short little break. But if you want to know some about what's going on at the game, what's going on, pitch side, listen to Chris in the comments. He knows everything.
insane. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. Memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. We can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. Cause I'm feeling so good. Cause you make me love my imperfections. Yeah. What's on the other side of inhibition? Ooh, I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so cool.
Trying to get my attention, trying to get your redemption, but now that I'm gone, you want me back. Yeah, I gave you everything, gave you a diamond ring to watch it fall from your head. I don't wanna love again, 'cause I'll be living with regret. I don't wanna love again, 'cause I'll be living with regret. And I don't wanna love again, 'cause I'll be living with regret. You came back to me, I don't trick or treat, don't knock on my door, don't want you no more.
So how are everyone feeling? Our City fans in the comments. We've got Chris here, who is at the game, saying he nearly choked on his hot dog there when Sheffield had early chance, and that is what Sheffield looked like. Really were good in the first few minutes, didn't they? Or maybe in the first 10 minutes, had chances. I think Ndiaye should score that chance. I do think he should score that chance against Ortega. I think for his side, who are trying to, climb a mountain here in beating Manchester City, Sheffield had to score that chance. They had a few little more chances as well from there, but then Manchester City have really taken control of this game. I think Sheffield come out really, really flying in the second half. I think they're going to come out really coming forward. They've made one mistake, haven't they? A really poor tackle from Jebison in the box, which he might have brushed the ball with his studs. He might have not. Was it harsh? they'll feel harsh done by it, but I do think it was a foul. I really do think it was a foul. And definitely a penalty. So we'll have to see. I think City were robbed of a goal anyway through Erling Haaland because he smashed that one in the back of the net. But didn't he? And the referee said it was a handball against Alvarez, which it wasn't. And City were robbed there as well. So maybe those things have balanced themselves out. What do you guys think about Sheffield United going to the second half? Do you think Sheffield are going to come out, like I think, really, really dangerously? I don't know. I think Sheffield at 1-0 have really got to come out, haven't they? But that might create space for Manchester City. And I think if they get a goal back, game on. But if City score that second goal, I think that will crush the hearts of Sheffield United and the sort of any ambition they've got in this game, really. I think that would really do them over a little bit. They wouldn't be sure where to go from them. 93% of you guys, by the way, think that City are going to the FA Cup final today. Keep those votes coming in if you can. I'd like to see as many people as possible vote who they think is going to go, what's going to happen. Ridai went with a 3-1. What did Ridai go now? A 5-0 prediction. So 4 goals in this second half, perhaps Ridai tends to be right, although he got the Bayern Munich game wrong last time out. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. How Sheffield perform in this second half. I think they're going to come out massively at City now and try and give it their all. I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe Alec McBurney come on. I think we've got to see him. And who else really for them? I'm not sure. I mean, Jefferson might come off for Alec McBurney. I think that wouldn't be surprised. His pace has brought something, but maybe they feel... he's let them down with that tackle in the box. There is other things that they could do. Maybe Manchester City bring on a Calvin Phillips at some point, just to get him some fitness, maybe. Haaland, I can't see playing the full 90 minutes. I think he has to be rested for Wednesday's game against Arsenal, which is a massive one. And then the next 3 games, City play, I think it's West Ham at home, Leeds United at home, Everton away. I won't be doing a live stream for the Everton away one. I wouldn't be doing one for the Leeds and West Ham games anyway, but I am going on a bit of a vacation, a bit of a trip, a holiday for myself, so I won't be around for 2 weeks. The videos will be going out as normal. Jet Wilson's a bit slow to start today, but games like this, big cup games, big Champions League games, big games don't matter. The performance is only the result. You're very right, Jack. I think City will come out in the end as winners in this game. But I don't know about the performance. I think at this stage of the season it does matter, because I'd like City to have a really big performance in terms of having that confidence in that Arsenal game. We need City to go out and really, really destroy Arsenal on Wednesday. Just destroy their confidence completely. I think a win. I think if City win it on Wednesday against Arsenal, they will crumble massively. They will crumble absolutely massively, Arsenal. They'll struggle with that situation. I think they've already started to crumble a little bit, haven't they? But there's still time to go. City can perform form. They just need a shot on target. Yeah, I mean, Wes Foderinger's not a bad goalkeeper. Alvarez had a shot on target, which I don't think was particularly a shot, was it? It was more like a cross come shot. I don't know if he... excuse me, City sometimes aim to sort of get them to... What do you call it? What do you call it now? Like rebound off the keeper straight to them. So that happens. But that wasn't the case, I don't think. Alvarez does do that. City have started to do that a little bit more, I think. Look at things and think, right, just shoot, let the keeper parry it, and Haaland's there, because he is there. But I can't believe that, Haaland didn't take the penalty as well. That was a very surprising one, that Haaland didn't take the penalty. Why did Riyad Mahrez take it? I know he scored, so we can't complain, but that's the way they've done things. Looking forward to a better second half. City will be attacking their end of the ground, says Chris. Well, towards the City fans, surely that suits Manchester City massively. That surely suits Manchester City massively. Attacking their own fans. Chelsea are on the verge of signing Manchester City target Diego Moreira from Benfica, born 2004. If anyone's interested, that has just been tweeted out by Fabrizio Romano. But a huge save from Ortega in those first few minutes for City, wasn't they? And that gives Sheffield some real big confidence. But from there, things changed. City found their control. And as they found their control, it was massive for City. Wasn't it? Absolutely massive for City, that penalty. Bernardo Silva taken down the box by Jefferson. And tonight, if you are in the UK and you want to watch a bit of a Real Madrid to see, excuse me, to see how they're playing at the moment. They face Celta Vigo tonight at the Santiago Bernabéu, starting at 8 o'clock in the UK on ITV, so you can watch that. You can see that if you want to. Might watch a bit of Real Madrid maybe against Celta Vigo. See how they're playing ahead of playing Manchester City. I think they'll have a rotated side out there, to be honest with you. Because, well, if you think about it, Real Madrid are out of the title race in the Liga massively. Massively out of the title race in the Liga. So, they'll be wanting to just concentrate on the Champions League. That's all they've got, Real Madrid. That is all they've got. Mervyn is from South Africa. Welcome, I think Ridai is from South Africa as well, Mervyn. So, there you are. A fellow South African. Well, the players are coming out into the field now. Sheffield United, out they come. On the field. Ready for the second half. Jefferson is back on. I think he's disappointed. Very disappointed with the first half performance. And the fact that, you know, it wasn't that bad, Jefferson, for them, actually. I think he did pretty well. He worked hard, the forward, but the problem is, once he gave away that penalty, people all just remember that, don't they? And that is unfortunate for him, because he hasn't been too bad. Only a young forward. Only a very young forward. So out they come for the second half here. Manchester City versus Sheffield United. Grealish is back out. He was limping a little bit after a tackle in that first half. But luckily, nothing to worry about. Jack Grealish is out. Erling Haaland is smiling. Manchester City are ready for the second half. Here we go. Players are on the field. I don't think Walker is leaving, Mervyn, but you don't know. Maybe he's unhappy with his game time. Might be a possibility. He hasn't played for a while, and when he has played, I don't think he's been particularly good. I don't think he's been particularly good today, Kyle Walker. So Manchester City lost 4 of their last 5 visits to Wembley in their FA Cup semi-final. Alvarez to start City off. Kick-off is underway. Second half of Manchester City versus Sheffield United here at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. City go wide with Ortega out to Kyle Walker. Walker, Mahrez. Back he goes to Akanji. City not playing that back 3 today. They play for the 2. Well, Mervyn, you're part of some anti-City fans there with your dad and brother both supporting Liverpool and United. Here's Jack Grealish of Manchester City. Grealish. Lays it off to Gundogan. Gundogan takes it into space past Norwood. Back to Laporte. Aymeric Laporte tries to play one into the channel here towards Julian Alvarez. It's a nice ball. Where's Fodorum's quick off his line. Alvarez there just not quite quick enough to skate away from Asmedovic, who is a very impressive young player. Said that he's a City fan. He grew up watching Manchester City win titles. Where's Foderingham with a kick forward here? Mervyn's birthday's next week on Sunday. Well, if City play on that day, Mervyn, I hope they can reward you for your birthday and, you know, give you a present with a win. Mahrez here. Flicks it past Fleck. Foul by Fleck on Mahrez. Another free kick to Manchester City. Little kick in the back on Riyad Mahrez by John Fleck. City here. Looking to make it 2, 3, 4. Kill the game off in the second half if they can do. Pep Guardiola looks on in the Puma tracksuit. Is Aymeric Laporte, Akanji. Back to Laporte. Gundogan. Kyle Walker's the passing option this right hand side. Good switch by Gundogan. Kyle Walker long and up towards Erling Haaland. It's a terrible pass by Walker. And it goes all the way through the goalkeeper West Foreign. Jack Grealish is really good. Mahrez too, says Mervyn. Yet 2 of our top players this season. Well, been a lot of good performance from a lot of players, haven't they? City really started to click towards the end of the season. But the end isn't there yet. There's still a lot of important games you'll have to go. Foderingham to take this for Sheffield. He's taking his time here, the keeper. And he sends it long. Laporte loses the header to Jebinson, but Ilkay Gundogan is there, and so is Sergio Gomez. And the knock-on, the flick-on by Jebinson goes all the way out for a goal kick. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne on the bench. John Stones, Rodri and Walker having a bit of a conversation on the bench here. Walker and Kevin De Bruyne, sorry, not Kyle Walker. I'm used to Kyle Walker being on the bench. Warming up his Cole Palmer, Phil Foden. Could we see Phil Foden return to action here today? With an appearance. Akanji's looked much more comfortable at the back three recently too, says Jack Wilson. Yeah, Akanji's really stepped up, hasn't he? Really stepped up. I think he's been brilliant again today, Akanji. Ortega, Gundogan, Laporte. Are City signing Bellingham, says Mervyn? I don't know. I think he's staying at Dortmund. If that's my prediction, I think he's going to stay at Dortmund, but I don't know. I didn't think City had signed Haaland either, so you never know. I like to be the pessimist, so I don't get disappointed when it doesn't happen. Here is Aymeric Laporte for City into Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan, the captain. Jack Grealish. Under pressure here from Baldock. Push on Grealish. Grealish just skips away. And out to Kyle Walker. Bad pass by Grealish. And there's a push on Grealish there before it. Grealish apologises. Ortega. Bernardo. Akanji. Forward towards Haaland. He's away from Robinson here, Haaland. And there's a slip by Robinson. And here's Erling Haaland running at the opposition. Haaland. Alvarez lets it run to Mahrez. Little step over. Mahrez into that left foot. Mahrez back onto the right foot. Trips. Mahrez. Chance has gone now. Bernardo Silva. Back into Mahrez. Walker overlaps. Mahrez. Again, decides not to pass it forward. Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan still tries to run it into the box. Deflects off Sheffield United. Max Lowe clears it for a throw-in. That move from City there was brilliant, but it was ruined by Riyad Mahrez. He was just trying to do a little bit too much, I think. Akanji. Laporte. Akanji. Walker on this right-hand side. Mahrez. Bernardo Silva, Sheffield a little bit more open here. Bernardo to Haaland. On to Mahrez. Back out to Aymeric Laporte on his left-hand side. Into Sergio Gomez. Wide left to Jack Grealish. Got two to deal with. Grealish. Looking to go down the line here. Grealish. Cuts back in. Cuts back again. Twice. Three times. Back to Gomez. Crossing by Gomez is poor. Easily dealt with. Then Dye against Gomez. Put his body into Gomez there. He won it off him. Ilkay Gundogan. Little back heel flick away from Ndiaye there. He's brilliant. Nice deft touch from Ilkay Gundogan. Grealish. Two on him all the time here. Sheffield. Gundogan. Walker steps forward. Kyle Walker. Looks to shoot from range here, Kyle Walker. Takes a massive deflection. Behind for a corner for City. And Pep Guardiola calls across. I think it's Manuel Akanji. To give some instructions. So it's not Manuel Akanji. I have no idea who it is, actually. He's called someone across here, Pep Guardiola, to give them some instructions on where they should be and how they should run him. Grealish and Haaland are having a bit of a conversation as well on the edge of the box and the movements and so on. Because at the moment, Grealish is very, very much struggling with the fact that he's got two Sheffield players on him all the time. Sander Berge is getting across very quickly to make it very difficult for Grealish to actually try and beat Baldock. He's never left one-on-one. That leaves the three centre-backs in the box as well. We're not stretching that back line. Mahrez swings the corner in. Left-footed in. Aymeric Laporte's there at the far post. Catch by Wes Fotheringham. And Alvarez is standing on top of the goalkeeper, just making sure he can't throw it anywhere. And they throw it out quickly. Sander Berge, heavy touch. Alvarez in there to win it back for Manchester City. Brilliant from Alvarez. Brilliant from Alvarez. Here is Kyle Walker for Manchester City. Walker. Kanji. Laporte. City have gone more into that back three shape in this second half. Sergio Gomez caught in possession here. But he's managed to work it wide to Laporte. Skips past the challenge here. Into Grealish. Berger's coming towards Grealish. He takes a really bad touch and gives it away. Just took it way too close to the player there, Grealish. Laporte goes and wins it back for City anyway. Laporte playing well on that left-hand side. They can hardly having any possession, Sheffield United. Walker. Bernardo Silva. Riyad Mahrez. Ilkay Gundogan. Outside the boot, clipping towards Mahrez. Dealt with. Mahrez against Jebison, who's got there ahead of him. Walker. Jebison wins it. And across to Fleck. I thought it was going to be a big clash between the two there. Fotheringham. No nonsense. Doesn't take a touch. He's seen Alvarez coming towards, pressing him. Hits it long. Jebison jumps into Akanji. Akanji wins the header and flicked on by Walker. Noah tries to head it back to his goalkeeper. It's nearly a mistake. Robinson's had to head it out for a corner for Manchester City. That's poor from Sheffield. Big mistake there at the back from Norwood there. He's trying to be clever. Head it back to the keeper. And they looked unsure there, Sheffield at the back. They looked panicked. Not sure exactly what their rules are. Norwood should have got that away, but he didn't want to get possession back to City. He wanted to try and get possession back to Sheffield, understandably. Mahrez to take this corner. 52 minutes played here. Mahrez with a left-footed swing into the far. It's an absolutely dire corner from Riyad Mahrez. It goes all the way to the corner flag. Luckily, Laporte's quick enough to get there. And City give it away. Ndiaye. Tackle by Laporte. Ndiaye just keeps it in. Laporte in there. Great tackle by Laporte. And back out to Grealish. Grealish over to Bernardo Silva into the centre of the pitch. Riyad Mahrez this right-hand side. He's one-on-one with Lowe here. Mahrez should beat him. Mahrez. No good. Gundogan, it's pulled back to, deflected away by Akanji, his own player. And Fleck heads it out for another corner. Mervyn says he thinks City are a great team, smoothing the ball and calm under pressure. That's exactly how they are. Quite right, Mervyn. Corner ball for City. City need to, I think, get a goal from this pressure here. Haaland saying to Mahrez, keep the ball down, and Mahrez is saying he's putting it to the far post. Haaland and Mahrez discussing that. Mahrez swings it in. To the far post again to Akanji. Sheffield head it away. He's a free kick to Sheffield United for a foul by Akanji. The corners have been an absolute waste here today. Mahrez swinging to the far post has not worked at all. Has not worked at all. So, goal kick now. So, goal kick or free kick. Pretty much. Forum sends it long here. Gundogan loses out to Jebinson, who heads it down to Akanji. Bernardo back to Ortega. Followed by City. Alvarez loses out to Osmanovic here. Gomez onto Grealish, on the chest of Jack Grealish. Under pressure from Baldock, who has gone chasing Grealish, who goes wide to Walker. Into Mahrez. Takes a touch for the studs there, Mahrez. Impressive. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Switch to Laporte. Can't go to Gomez under pressure. He's had to go wide to Alvarez, who's drifted out to that far left-hand side. Julian Alvarez here. Under pressure from Baldock, and City get the free kick, which the Sheffield United fans can't believe. Baldock was all over Alvarez, who just kept trying to play on, but he had his arms all over the Argentinian. And Ollie McBurney is coming on now. A big, nasty centre-forward, Ollie McBurney. He loves a battle. Bernardo Silva. Mahrez. City need that second goal, I do believe. Gundogan. Gomez. Hit it. Gomez to far post to Haaland! Who can't get there. Deflecting into the path of Haaland, who I thought was about to put it in the back of the net. Comes across here, Haaland. And he just misses it. Just can't direct it goalwards, but such a good chance. Also an update on myself, says Ridai. I returned to the field a month earlier now. I used to be October, now early September. Well, good luck, Ridai. I know you did that ACL injury, which made it very difficult, of course. Great to see you back on the pitch. Not too far away now in September. Ready for the new season. Gundogan in for a header. Gets back to his feet. Berger. Asmenovic. Heavy touch by the Bosnian. Ball in behind to Jebison, which is very heavy. Ortega doesn't come for it. Akanji back to Ortega, who clears it away. That's poor from Ortega. I think he should have come for that one. Gundogan takes this one down. Back out to Sergio Gomez. Grealish. Bad pass by Gomez. Given away by Manchester City. Given away back to Ilkay Gundogan. And Haaland's making a run here, but Gundogan doesn't go for him. And here's Alvarez, who skips past the challenge. And wide right to Riyad Mahrez. Could City score here? Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez. Alvarez. Left foot. Alvarez gets it all wrong and sends it into the stands. Poor by City. Not to score. Ollie McBurney's coming on now. For Jevison. So Jevison's coming on. Or off. And on comes Ollie McBurney, who is a big force as a striker. He's nasty. He'll fight. He'll wind people up. Keep mounting the pressure on City, says Mervyn. It is. It is now. Especially McBurney, who I worry about him because he's very good in the air. And Akanji certainly isn't. He's not going to outpace Akanji. He might not outstrength Akanji. You don't know. maybe 50-50 on that sense. But in the air, he'll beat him. Asmedovic. Back they go to Fotheringham. Fotheringham long to McBurney, who wins the first header of the game, does he know? Laporte through the side of him, wins the header. Wants to throw into Sheffield United. Down to Berger. Baldock. Norwood forward. Berger. Good pass into McBurney. Chance here for Sheffield. Berger. Driving past Bernardo Silva. Sander Berger. Tackled by Bernardo. Can't stop it. Crossing here. Akanji's there. And Ortega comes out. Collects it. Good goalkeeping from Stefan Ortega. Good communication between him and the Swissman, which he didn't have a bit earlier on. But good play by Berger. Gets that cross in. And Ortega shouts. Leave. Picks it up. Do you think City can win the Champions League? I don't know. I think if they get past the semi-final, they're in a good chance, but not many teams beat Real Madrid. Here's Akanji. Bernardo Silva back to Ortega. I think City need that second goal, don't they? That second goal will really put City in a good position. Ortega to Bernardo Silva. Laid off to Akanji. Forward to Haaland here. Back to Akanji. City frustrating Sheffield with the possession. Going down back to Ortega. I feel we need Stone to Walker, Kevin De Bruyne for Bernardo and Foden for Mahrez, says Ridite. Well, that'd be very attacking, wouldn't it, from City? Ortega. Plays it out wide to Mahrez, giving away. Max Lowe straight down to Kyle Walker. Into Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Haaland turns. Haaland. Wide he goes to Sergio Gomez. Haaland wants the ball forward, but Gomez takes the age to do it, and Haaland's frustrated. Here's Jack Grealish. Running at Baldock. Grealish. Runs it too far, Jack Grealish. It's out for a goal kick. Frustrated Jack Grealish. If City can beat Madrid, then I think they'll win it, says Jack. Yeah, I'm in the same camp as you, Jack. If City beat Real Madrid, I think they can win it. Because they should beat Inter or AC Milan. That being said, you don't know who turns up in the final, do you? But I think if they beat Real Madrid, they should win the Champions League. No excuses from there on. Goal kick for Sheffield. Headed forward by Akanji. Changed by Max Lowe, and Riyad Mahrez won it back for City here. Mahrez running at Sheffield's defence. Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez skips past 2 or 3 challenges. Mahrez! What a goal from Riyad Mahrez. It just opened up for Mahrez. Sheffield United struggling. Mervyn says Mahrez scores. He does score. 2-0 Manchester City. And it's Riyad Mahrez to make it 2-0 at Wembley. I think that just might be game now. A double at Wembley for Riyad Mahrez. Max Lowe gives it away. Mahrez picks it up. And then it just opens up. And they're so worried about marking Haaland, the Sheffield defenders. They worry about Riyad Mahrez. And he skips past 2 or 3 challenges. And slots it into the bottom right-hand corner. Mark Hubert's prediction still on. Certainly is. Good finish by Mahrez. Really nice finish. I think Sheffield there. Haaland makes a run. They're so worried about Mahrez. They're so worried about Haaland. They don't know what else to do with Riyad Mahrez. I just slots it in the bottom corner, the Algerian. 2-0 Manchester City here at Wembley. And I think that is Sheffield United going home, unfortunately. But what an achievement to reach the semi-final for them. Smiles for Pep Guardiola. 2-0 Manchester City. Commentator said Mahrez made Pep a bit happier. He looked at all smiles from Guardiola there. Hugging the people on the sidelines. And also his backups. Baldock there has given the dirtiest look to Asmedovic, who didn't make the tackle. A lot of work for Sheffield to try and put in now to try and get back into this game. Goal kick for Manchester City. As Sheffield come forward. Stefan Ortega to take this one. City might make some substitutions now, might they, being 2-0 up, but I think there's still a way to go in this game. I wouldn't throw Calvin Phillips on quite yet. Very disappointed Sheffield looking fans, but they've made their way to Wembley, haven't they? Akanji. Ortega. Gundogan. Back to Ortega. City play out from the back really well. Stefan Ortega. Mamal Akanji. 14th goal of the season for Riyad Mahrez, that one. Akanji. Sheffield have got to come out now and try and start to get goals, haven't they? They can't sit back anymore. Walker. Mahrez. Walker. Gundogan. Back to Walker. McBurney's pressing. Ortega. Cross to Laporte. Out wide to Jack Grealish. Baldock tight to him. Grealish. Kick by Baldock. Referee plays an advantage. Laporte. Well, Billy Sharp's coming on as well. A big Sheffield United legend. Do you think Arsenal have bottled it? I don't know yet, Mervyn. Ask me after the game at the Etihad. I think if City win that, they're in a good position. Ball forward by Sheffield, straight back to Manchester City. Bernardo Silva goes back to Akanji. The thing is, City are really frustrating Sheffield now. You're 2-0 down. You need to try and get back in the game. The only way you're going to score is if you have the ball. And City just keep making you run, making you press, and keep passing it backwards. It must be so frustrating. Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva. Pass out to Aymeric Laporte on the chest of Laporte. Laporte brings it forward for City. Akanji. Gundogan. Akanji. Laporte. Back to Ortega. Into Gomez. Great pass by Ortega. Gomez drives forward here away from Sander Berge. Sergio Gomez. Gomez. Been kicked twice there by Berger on the way, on the run. And City get a free kick. Good running by Gomez there, driving City forward. Didn't play the pass, but he was pushed by Berger off balanced. Here is Jack Grealish. 1-on-1 with Baldock. Berger's not going across now to help out. Grealish into Alvarez. Bad touch by Julian. City get it back anyway. Grealish said to Alvarez it was for the man behind him. Akanji. Bernardo Silva. Into Kyle Walker this right side. Great run by Ilkay Gundogan into the space here, who's opened Sheffield up a little bit. Gundogan. Wide to Mahrez. Mahrez. Bernardo Silva. Mahrez in behind here, dealt with by Max Lowe. Back out to Gomez. Into Jack Grealish here. Grealish. Which way is he going to go? He's up against two. Grealish puts it through a gap. Mahrez! Hat-trick for Riyad Mahrez. Wow. 3-0 Manchester City. A hat-trick in an FA Cup semi-final for Riyad Mahrez. Great ball from Grealish. Riyad Mahrez comes across it and puts it in. 3-0 Manchester City. Grealish gets it through a gap. Mahrez drifts in towards the edge of the box. I think Fotheringham should do better. I think Fotheringham should do a lot better. Absolutely class from Mahrez today, says Jet Wilson. Mahrez, you beast, says Ridayet. I think Fotheringham should do a little better there with that one. But Mahrez just used the pace of the ball when it comes towards him. Just sort of clips across it. Fotheringham can't keep it up. 3-0. Well, Riday said 5-0. And he might just be right. I take back about subbing him off. He literally shut me up, says Ronaldo. Well, a hat-trick today for Mahrez. Brilliant from him. City lead by 3-0 here. The Poznan's coming out at Wembley. And I think Sheffield United now, that is their confidence completely shot. And Manchester City will make some changes now, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll make some changes now. Maybe Erling Haaland comes off. We'll have to see. Maybe Erling Haaland comes off. It's Cole Palmer and Phil Foden. Jack Grealish is coming off for Manchester City. In replace of Jack Grealish is Cole Palmer. Jack Grealish being booed by the Sheffield United fans. So off comes Grealish. What a performance by him again today. He deserves the rest on the 66-minute mark now. And Erling Haaland comes off as well. Haaland off for Phil Foden. That's a great change by Pep. No goal for Haaland today. But he needs a rest, doesn't he, Haaland? So off he comes, Haaland. Rested by Pep Guardiola for Arsenal. The right decision. That's the right decision, I think, taking Haaland off. So on comes Phil Foden. On comes Cole Palmer. City 3-0 up now. Let's see how City do with these opposition changes, as well as our changes. McBurney. Tackle by Laporte. Won back by Phil Foden, is it? Cole Palmer. A tackle here on Palmer. Palmer's playing off the left. Mahrez is on the right, and Phil Foden's playing in behind Julian Alvarez. Pep Guardiola seems to like it that way. Billy Sharp has also come on for Sheffield United now. Nice to see Foden. It's been so long, I know. It's been very long since Foden's played. Haaland and Grealish seem to have a really good friendship, don't they? Both smiling and laughing on the bench. Here comes Kyle Walker. Wide right to the hat-trick hero, Riyad Mahrez. Swings on into Walker, who can't get the header. And cleared away by Sheffield. Mahrez in there. And Dyer picks it up. Bernardo Silva skip past by and Dyer. Lovely feet. Ball in behind to Billy Sharp here. Chance for Sheffield. Billy Sharp to the far post to McBurney. And Sergio Gomez actually pass it to McBurney. Oh, and a bad pullback by Sheffield, but Sergio Gomez there with a shocking clearance. He's got McBurney behind him and nearly passed it straight to him. A good break by Sheffield, but couldn't capitalise. And Baldock goes all the way back to Egan. On to Robinson. Back to Egan. Alvarez dives in on Egan. Can't block it off. Long by Sheffield. Gundogan down to Gomez. Whoa! Massive kick on Gomez by Baldock, who's already been warned in the first half that his next tackle would be a yellow card. Does he get one this time? I don't think so. City fan there on the shoulder of his dad, chanting away. Pep Guardiola telling him to use the heads. I think Sergio Gomez is the man he's telling to use his head. 70 minutes gone here at Wembley. City 3-0 up here and looking like they're off to the FA Cup final against Brighton or Manchester United. Well, it will be decided that game tomorrow at this stadium once again. Walker. You think Yan Couto can play for our first team, says Red Eye? I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't seen enough of him at Girona, to be honest with you. But I don't know. Probably not. Gomez. Terrible pass. Deflects into Foden, who's behind Walker and onto Riyad Mahrez. Bernardo Silva. Mahrez. Foden. Bernardo. Foden. Back he goes to Akanji. Space for Gomez. Gundogan. Akanji. Goes into Sergio Gomez. A good pass by Akanji. Gomez. Wide to Cole Palmer this left-hand side. Palmer. Looking to cause problems for Sheffield. Palmer. Still going here, Palmer. Got to pass it into Foden there. He sides against it. Back out to Gomez. Gundogan. Gomez. Back he goes to Akanji. Ilkay Gundogan there is not happy with the player pulling him. Mahrez. Wide right to Kyle Walker, who stayed far forward here, and he's offside, Kyle Walker. That is so bad. That's like something you see in the Sunday League. You shouldn't be offside there, Kyle Walker. Pretty embarrassing. To be taken by Robinson. Now Wes Fotheringham wants it. The goalkeeper for Sheffield United, but I think Sheffield know. That's it. Well, Tommy Doyle, James McAtee watching on. The thing is for Tommy Doyle and James McAtee, they're both Manchester City fans, aren't they? So they'll be enjoying it despite the Sheffield shirt on and that on the reserves or wherever they have to sit. They're enjoying it. Throw in here for Sheffield on this far side. I wonder if Calvin Phillips will actually get a game or not. Not quite sure. We'll have to see. Sheffield are looking around and, you know, their bench deciding what changes should they make. Heckingbottom, the manager, is not quite sure. Laporte loses out to McBurney here. Billy Sharp's in behind City's defence here. Handball by Billy Sharp, and it's a free kick, Manchester City. So unlucky, Billy Sharp. They bounced up and hit him on the arm. Keep bench and sell, says Ridai. Bale, Hazard, Alexis Sanchez. I'll keep... Ooh. I'd start in Hazard, I'd bench Bale and sell Alexis Sanchez. Maybe that's controversial, I don't know. That's the way I'd do it. Switch by Laporte out to Kyle Walker here. On the right-hand side for Kyle Walker. Walker. Back he goes. Into Manuel Akanji. City have taken the sting out of the game as well. Any that Sheffield United could offer. Akanji back to Laporte. And he goes back to Ortega. Ridai agrees with me. Yeah, I think Hazard's definitely... in terms of ability, Hazard, but actually in terms of performance, you know, in terms of what they achieved, I think Gareth Bale achieved more than Eden Hazard, without a doubt. 3 times Champions League winner. I think they could swap, but Sanchez is nowhere near either of them, is he, really? Despite being a good player. Long ball by Fetheringham. Laporte against McBurney, wins the header. Gomez can't win the header. Akanji away. Down by Ndai. Out to McBurney. Asmedovic. Tackle by Cole Palmer. It's a foul by Cole Palmer. It's a free kick. And guess who's coming on? It's Calvin Phillips. He will get a game for Manchester City in the 73rd minute of a FA Cup semi-final at Wembley when City are winning by 3-0. Just think this for Calvin Phillips, right? He comes to City this season. He possibly wins the Champions League, Premier League and FA Cup, the treble, and then leaves and goes to West Ham or something like that. Crossing by Sheffield. Chance here. Laporte headed away. Down to Riyad Mahrez. City could counter here. Mahrez's eyes light up. Mahrez. Onto Cole Palmer. Palmer skips past the Sheffield man who fouls Palmer. And it's going to be a yellow card for Norwood here. And it is a yellow card for Norwood. Skipping away was Cole Palmer. And Norwood had one thing in his mind there, was to take Cole Palmer down. No intention of playing the ball. Stopping the counter. Stopping a possible 4th Manchester City goal. İlkay Gundogan, City's captain. And if City were to win this competition, he would be lifting it come the end of the season. Off he comes for number 4, Calvin Phillips. Hopefully. Well, one thing Phillips has, or did have, he was aggressive. He was everywhere, working hard, getting around the pitch. He looks like 10 yards off it since he's played for Manchester City. On he comes, Calvin Phillips. And there's going to be some changes for Sheffield as well, a triple substitution. Leaving the field is Norwegian Sander Berge. And he's replaced by number 17, Koulibaly. Chris Basham is coming on also. Very experienced defender. In comes Chris Basham. He replaces, I'm not sure, Chris Asmedovic. And Jaden Bogle is off. Jaden Bogle is on for Chris Baldock. Or George Baldock. I tell you what, why do I say the first names when I'm not sure of them? I don't know. So Jaden Bogle, he's a very attacking fullback. Impressed as a youngster at Derby. Got the move to Sheffield in the Premier League and then been stuck at Sheffield, really. When he was linked with bigger clubs, you know, he was linked with Chelsea and so on. Sergio Gomez to take this for Manchester City, this free kick. Short to Palmer. Gomez. Gomez back to Laporte. He's had to go all the way back to Stefan Ortega. Ortega long and out to the right-hand side to Mahrez. What a ball by Ortega. Mahrez. Walker. City have been a bit too backwards today at times. They're winning 3-0, you can't complain. We've made it a purely control sort of game, haven't we? City have had all the control. Ortega out to Walker. Beautiful pass again by Stefan Ortega. So comfortable in possession, the goalkeeper. Walker drives City forward here. Walker still going. To left-hand side to Cole Palmer. Palmer. Phillips. On to Sergio Gomez. Back to Calvin Phillips. Back he goes to Aymeric Laporte. Big touch by Laporte. Gomez. Calvin Phillips. Laporte. City toying with Sheffield a little bit here, the way they play it around. Here is Ortega. City taking their time. Thank you very much for plugging the channel on the Discord, Ridai. Much appreciated. Here's Ortega. Kyle Walker. And back he goes to Akanji. Well, City have certainly took the sting out of the game, haven't they? It felt like a nothing game the last 20 minutes this game. It's the 70th minute when Mahrez scored that goal. That has been it. Ortega. Ortega out to Kyle Walker. Good pass again by him. Walker. Back he goes to Akanji. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo takes his time. Little pirouette. Spinning the ball. Spin again by Bernardo Silva. Akanji steps up to give him a bit of an option. Into Walker. Down the line to Riyad Mahrez. Back into Kyle Walker. A bad pass by Mahrez, but Walker puts his foot in and wins it back for his team. Calvin Phillips. On to Sergio Gomez. Here is Phil Foden. Wide left to Cole Palmer. Palmer. Little step over away from Bogle. And again. Shimmy the shoulder, drop of the shoulder. Palmer doesn't go anywhere. Gomez. Back to Palmer. Takes it past Bogle once more. Palmer still. Back he goes all the way to Aymeric Laporte. And City go back to the keeper again. Melvin says, do you know De Bruyne grew up supporting Liverpool? Yeah, I've seen videos of him in a Liverpool shirt as a youngster. And thank you, Ridai. Yeah, hopefully the channel continues to grow. Slowed down massively over the last month, I think. Here's Aymeric Laporte for City. Switch of play to Kyle Walker is brilliant. Walker heads it down to Bernardo Silva. Back to Walker. Into Bernardo again. Into Mahrez, a bad pass by Bernardo Silva. Read by McBurney, and Bernardo slides in. Off Jamal Lowe. Max Lowe. Throw it towards Sheffield United. Well, Sheffield, I think, know it's over now, don't they? 3-0. As soon as that goal from Mahrez went in, there's nothing left. Mervyn says, we need to get this channel to 1 million subs. I hope so, Mervyn. I'd love that to happen. At the moment, we seem to be struggling to get 5,000. We've been at 4,700 for a very, very long time. Very long time. Just can't seem to get to 5,000. Here is Bogle. Back he goes here. City putting the pressure on a little bit. Fotheringham. Left-footed switch out. Kyle Walker beats Low in the air. Might fall to Foden. Robinson away. Norwood. Oh, good play by Billy Sharp here. McBurney. Oh, nearly a really nice pass by Ndiaye, but Sergio Gomez wins it for Manchester City. Foden. Gomez. Into Mahrez. Very unlucky there, Sheffield, not to get a chance. It was nice football from them. 5k is close as Red. Yeah, it's pretty close. About 400, 700, maybe 300 away. Melvin's going to tell everyone about the channel. Thank you very much, Mervyn. That's great to know. Hopefully, get a few more subscribers. And if you know, nearly 1 million people, we'll be in great position, won't we? Gomez, Akanji, across to Walker. Walker. I think Rico Lewis is coming on for Manchester City. We haven't seen him for a while. Been rested. I think in the big games, you don't want to trust an 18-year-old. Mahrez, bad pass to Walker. Into Bernardo Silva. Gomez in space. Bernardo. Over to Aymeric Laporte again. Into Gomez. Foden. Late one on Phil Foden here. Referee gives a free kick. Pep Guardiola is telling Gomez he needs to sit in better there. He's letting him know his position. So here comes Rico Lewis of Manchester City. Ridai considers the channel home at sometimes. Entertaining. Makes you feel really happy. Thank you very much, Ridai. That's exactly what I want to see. Ridai, my FIFA player GOAT, says knowledge. NK. Yeah, he's been fantastic in the City FC career mode. We're going to be doing 5 seasons of the City FC career mode. I'm really enjoying it. If you're part of the members club, you get to see it earlier, a bit further in than we are now on the main channel. Going with a switch of play for Manchester City out to Kyle Walker on the right hand side. Walker back to Akanji. Into Ortega. Phillips. Akanji. Ortega. City knock it round the back. City know the game's over. Ball out to Phil Foden. Here's Cole Palmer. Foden's been pulled back here, which they're not too happy with. And Stuart Atwell brings it back for a free kick for the pull on Phil Foden, which should be a yellow card for this Sheffield man. Stuart Atwell says no. Ridai says until we win the Champions League. I don't think we'll win the Champions League, Ridai, to be honest with you. I don't think that's going to happen in the City FC career mode. We're just not that level of team, but maybe in the future. But I don't think we'll win the Champions League in the series. But if we can win the Premier League, I think that is happy days. Ball out wide here to Riyad Mahrez. Rico Lewis playing as an attacking midfielder here today since he's come on. Mahrez skips past Low. Mahrez still. Across to Gomez. Foden. Palmer can't control it. Back out to Gomez and back into Cole Palmer by Gomez quickly. Cole Palmer. Skips away. I think once you bring on these sort of players, and City don't offer much, do they? Cole Palmer, I don't rate at all. Although he's done pretty well here. Palmer turns away from the challenges. Palmer, brilliant. Palmer across the box. Good defending by Sheffield and they get it away. But that's a good bit of play from Palmer. Turns around. Drives the Sheffield defence. Just can't get the ball across the box. Away from Chris Basham. He's pulling him, tugging him all over the place. There's a good bit of defending by John Egan. Gomez. Skips past a few challenges. Brilliant from Sergio Gomez. Cross into Rico Lewis. Might fall to Mahrez. Mahrez in the chest here. Mahrez drops one man. Back into Calvin Phillips. Rico Lewis. Back out to Calvin Phillips. Good play by City. Phillips across to Laporte. And Ashley wants to win the World Cup. You guys going to watch his next stream, says Mervyn. Yeah, I hope you are. I don't know when the next stream is, actually, though. Alvarez with a strike here, and he can't control it. The next stream, guys, will actually be a bit of a way away. I'll be honest with you. I'm going away for 2 weeks. So I won't be around for 2 weeks. The next stream I'll be doing will be the next City away game when I'm back. So I'll miss the Fulham... Oh. I'll miss Fulham away on Sunday. Obviously, I never do the home games because I'm at the home games. I won't be at those 2 home games. My next stream will be, actually, Brighton on the 24th of May. So 24th of May is my next stream, so it's a long way away, actually. A full month away. Sheffield coming forward here. Calvin Phillips put the pressure on. Laporte also. Tackled by Billy Sharp. Goal kick for Manchester City. But the next stream will be a long time away. Are you going to do the Arsenal games, says Mervyn? I'll actually be at the Etihad Stadium for the Arsenal game. I have a season ticket, so all the home games I'm at the games. So I won't be there. On Discord, we all chat during the match, so you can keep in touch with us during the game. I could do that, Ridai, actually. I should do that, actually. Maybe I'll start doing that on the Discord. But a Riyad Mahrez hat-trick today is what looks to have given Manchester City... what has given Manchester City. We don't think Sheffield are coming back, do we? A ticket to the final. Walker. Back to Ortega. Long by Ortega. Maybe it's the last time I'm talking to you guys. No, well, not if you're back for the Brighton game or if you like watching career mode. Plenty of career mode here on the channel. Obviously, join the Discord as well. Switch a play by Norwood. Here's Jaden Bogle. Norwood, a little clipping behind by Norwood. It's a lovely pass. Here, crosses Laporte. Can't make the challenge, Laporte. Goes down the box of Sheffield player, which wasn't a foul. It wasn't a penalty. Never getting a penalty for that. 5 minutes remain. Chris Basham went down in the box here. Under a challenge from Laporte, who didn't even touch him. It's a dive from Chris Basham. That's poor from Basham. It's a dive in the box there. Here's Manuel Akanji. Still going for City here. Just keeps going the ball into Sergio Gomez. A terrible pass out to Mahrez. He should do a lot better there. Norwood. Foden goes in to win it back, but can't do. McBurney. Koulibaly. Switch to Chris Basham here on the right-hand side. Basham into Ndiaye. And a terrible pass by him. Really overhit through to Basham. It's a goal kick for Manchester City. 69,000 at Wembley today. A lot of Sheffield and City fans there, but obviously not full. Manchester City going to win against Arsenal in the Premier League title, says Knowledge. I hope you're right. Honestly, like for the 5k special video, you should play City FC against countries and try and win the World Cup maybe on a live. That'd be interesting, Redite. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for the 5k special, but I will be doing one. Ortega into Gomez. Bad pass by him to Akanji, who dribbles out of his own box here. Akanji absolutely brilliantly. Calvin Phillips. Onto Kyle Walker. City have bodies forward here. Walker. Walker still. He's got Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis. Oh, he should have shot. Should have shot Rico Lewis the first time, but he didn't do. Calvin Phillips closing Koulibaly down quickly. Sheffield trying to get out. Robinson back to his keeper. Wes for him in long and away. All the way through to Sergio Gomez. I recommend watching Halmations if you... He's a guy who doesn't do football, but he's a real funny animator. Interesting. Here's Calvin Phillips. Foden. Alvarez for Manchester City. Julian Alvarez. Wide to Palmer. Palmer. Little drop of the shoulder again from Palmer. Trying to take on Bogle. Back he goes to Laporte. Rico Lewis. On to Manuel Akanji. Lewis. Ball by Lewis into Walker is brilliant. Kyle Walker. Back into Rico Lewis. A bad one from Walker. Takes too long to decide there. Walker. Outmuscles a Sheffield player. Kyle Walker. Then doesn't know what to do when he gets near the box. Mahrez. Fuzz Astra and Alfie. Hope to see them next live, says Radai. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to a few of those guys. Coleman. Andrew I. Coleman. Usually about. Alfie, I don't know what's happened to him at all. I asked him if his membership had sorted out and he never replied. Ortega out to Laporte here. About 2 minutes left of the game. Laporte. Gomez. Phillips. Gomez. Here is Kyle Walker. And back he goes to Akanji. Well, it's been a dull last 20 minutes really since that Mahrez goal went in. City have just passed it around and just passed Sheffield off the pitch. Reserved energy, I suppose. Phillips. Walker. Foden. Walker. Back he goes back to Ortega. Sheffield United fans making noise here. Cheering away. Ball forward by Sheffield. Mahrez. Can't control it. Dealt with by Sheffield with Robinson away to Bogle. Under pressure from Palmer. Given away to Phil Foden. Mistake here from Sheffield. Falls fortunately for Norwood. Who gets it forward here to Koulibaly. Can't be tackled by Alvarez. Who does actually in the end win it back. Rico Lewis. Alvarez. Foden. Turns. Phil Foden here. Foden. Alvarez. Alvarez! Oh, he's put it wide. Should score. Should have scored. Should score there, Alvarez. If he gets that on target, I think he does score. Poked into his path by Phil Foden. It's gone with his left foot. Well wide by Alvarez. Just can't get his foot right on that one. It's a poor miss by Julian Alvarez. 3 minutes here. But nothing is going to stop City from getting to this FA Cup final now. Riyad Mahrez, player of the match. Of course, has to be man of the match with a hat-trick at Wembley in the semi-final, doesn't he? Mahrez knows that he's going to get man of the match, didn't he, really, in the end? Ortega long and out to Kyle Walker. Rico Lewis. Skips past the challenger, Rico Lewis, into Phil Foden. Wide to Riyad Mahrez, City 4-3 here. Mahrez. Then behind to Rico Lewis. Quickly across comes Robinson, it's a corner for Manchester City. Unlucky Rico Lewis, but working hard there. Could see Burnley buy some of those players, love to see company. Says Radai, yeah, I mean... Well, Southampton are going down, aren't they? I think that's a certainty. I think Leeds United might be going down as well. Leicester might just stay up now. Nottingham Forest. Mahrez. Gomez. Palmer. Cole Palmer. Palmer across the box here, and Phil Foden can't tap it to the far post. The referees give a goal kick. MKs think Andrew said 3-0. I think he did. I think he did. Well, congratulations to Andrew. You got it right at 3-0. Manchester City are going to the FA Cup final, and Andrew is right. Radai this time. Wrong again. This is you're on a bad streak here, Radai, for predictions. You're doing an Arsenal. You're doing an Arsenal now, aren't you? Here's McBurney, tackled by Phil Foden. Pulled down by Bogle. Free kick Manchester City. Phil Foden staying down here. I hope he's okay. He's returned from his injury, Phil Foden. So City are going, aren't they? When is Man City starting to renovate their stadiums, is knowledge? By the end of this season, I think they'll start after planning permission to get confirmed. Be done by 2026, I think. Thank you very much for everyone joining the commentary. Manchester City are going to the FA Cup final. A win against Sheffield United. Brilliant performance from them, from City. And that is the way it goes. Thank you very much for joining. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. I think Brighton will be the next one. It's been great to have you all here. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Of course, I've got a holiday, but I will be back for that Brighton one.